Are your eyebrows always uneven? Are they always turning out different every single time that you do it? Are they always throwing up gang signs? If you want to get your eyebrows right for 2021 and onward, this is the video for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm so happy to be back, guys. If you're new here, my name is janneilpilgrim and I'm the friend that tells you the truth about your makeup. So go ahead and click the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and like this video. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You know that I love you guys. You know that we're family over here. We're all friends. Today's video is going to be an eyebrow tutorial. These tips are things that I've learned over the years of doing my own makeup, as well as learned from the advice of others doing their own makeup. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this video. For this eyebrow tutorial, I'll be using two different types of products. So I'll be using pomade on this eyebrow, and I'll be using pencil on this eyebrow. And that's only because a lot of people ask me like which products that they should use. Personally, I prefer pencil. I'll be using this brow pomade by Kiss. The pencil that I'll be using is a Revlon ColorStay pencil, and this is in the color dark brown. So both of these products are gonna be in dark brown. I want you guys to be able to see exactly what I'm doing on my eyebrows. I don't want you guys to miss anything. Don't focus on my lips right now. I had this really bad allergic reaction to a food that I will let remain unknown because I don't want to tell anybody what I'm allergic to. The first step that I would say is a very important step in getting your eyebrows done is to ensure that your eyebrows are evenly shaped. I know some people have this do this style where they take off the ends of their brows to achieve their perfect brow. It doesn't really matter as long as your eyebrows are shaped. Okay, it should be fine. So for instance, look at my eyebrow here. You can see perfectly what my eye looks like. There are no stray hairs. You don't want any of that, because stray hairs, if you're gonna conceal all of those, that just means concealer over texture, and concealer over texture makes it's so yucky. Guys, do not do that. Disgusted. You can wax them, thread them, shave them. You can do just about anything that you want to do. I tweeze basically my brow bone only. When you have stray hairs, I can see it. Like, you believe that you finessed it enough for me not to see? But the truth is, I can still see it. Listen to me, guys. Do not do that, please. Thanks. I always start by brushing up my brows. I brush them upwards to the side, and then the ends I brush down. So the motion again, up to the side, the ends I brush down. I start this very easy mapping process, and how you do it is take your pencil or your pomade or whatever, and you put it at the bridge of your nose, right? So for me, the bridge of my nose will be kind of there. I try not to press down the pencil because I don't like when the front part of my brow looks harsh. It looks less dense than the tail of my brow or the body. I take the same pencil to the corner of my nose and then line it up with my eye. So as you can see, it's lined up with my eye right now. This way, diagonally. And then I make another mark there. Right there, I don't really care so much because that's the end of my brow. If the mark is darker than the front part, then it's fine. If you're not sure where your arch is supposed to start, you can go ahead and take the pencil along your nose and cross it over the middle of your eye like so. And then that's where your arch should start. As you can see, that's where my arch would actually start. But I don't do that because I already know where it starts. I'm going to show y'all again with the pomade. You want to make sure that your brush is as flat as possible by trying to scrape off the extra product. That ensures that it's kind of flat, you know. This is an angled brush, by the way. I do the same thing that I just did to the last side. I make a mark right there. Y'all can see it. You can see. Oh, ooh, this mark. When you look at my face, you can see that both of these are even. And both of my eyebrows are going to start the same place without me even trying. To make it easier for myself, if you had mapped out where your eyebrow would start here, what you would do is start at the first point of your arch. So my arch begins here. So I start here and take it all the way down. I take it all the way down to this mark. Now, when I take it down to that mark, that is where the tail of my brow is going to stop. Then after that, what I do is I try to connect this line that I already started making here to the front of my brow. So I start drawing it down from this line. I keep drawing it down. I keep drawing it down until it meets this one, like so. See that?
Wait a minute.
My brows don't stay still, so I brush them up again. Please, for the love of everything that is good, don't overline your brows. It's not necessary. What I do is I look at the top part of my eyebrows. So like here, I start my line immediately where I see my brow hairs are. I started here. I don't start at the front. Why? Because I like to do final strokes at the front, and it has to be more precise. And then I bring that all the way down. So I turn my head to the side and bring that all the way down to that same line over here. And then what I start doing is filling in my brows. Now, if you don't have any hairs this side, and if you want it to look more natural, then you can go ahead and make like the strokes. I'm sure y'all have seen that before, where people make those light strokes, but because I do have hairs there, it doesn't really make a difference if I do the strokes or not. It won't really be noticeable until I get to an area where I barely have any hair there. So like the front part of my brows that are really sparse, like there's like nothing there, I need to make those strokes to make it look more natural. So for here, I just keep doing that until it's filled in to how I desire it. And then what I do, I use my spoolie to brush that out. For the finale, the front part of my brows, I go ahead and I start making slight upward strokes. And I do not pass this line that I already made. So I try to make them as small as possible. And if there's any harshness there, I use this brush. I use this brush at the end of my pencil to brush it out. If I feel like any parts of my eyebrows need fine tuning, I go ahead and fix that. Let me show you how I would do it with the pomade. Drawing it to the end of my brows. And then pulling it to the front of my brow, like I said before. Take more product. And you do the same motion that you were doing before. So you ensure that you start exactly where your hairs are. Do not overline your hairs, please. Wherever the hairs are sparse, focus on the strokes. But if the hairs aren't sparse there, you really don't need to. For the front part of my brows, I try to do a flick of the wrist motion. I didn't even realize all along that you guys were not seeing that part. So I'm going to have to turn my face this way and use my eyes. you can see this mark right here that went too far above. Let me show y'all now exactly what I do. You see this stroke that's above here? I literally use my finger and I put it in line with the top part of my brow and I go down like this until it's gone. Then we move on to concealer. To conceal my eyebrows, I use the L.A Girl Concealer and I use another angled brush. I love precision when I'm doing my makeup. I much prefer to use an angled brush when I'm doing my eyebrows. I start literally at the brow bone. Then I take it all the way to this line. I stop right there at that line. I do not go past that line. Then I do the same process that I did when I was drawing. I follow that line all the way down to the front part of my brows. We don't do none of those blotchy, curvy kind of brows here. No. You use a small amount of concealer. You do not need a lot, because when you use a lot, you mess up way easier. If there's anything on the outside of my brow that I don't like, I go ahead and conceal it too. So if the ends are not as sharp or as wispy as I want them to, I go ahead and conceal the outer part. But most times I do not. Why? Because most times I don't make that mistake. Same rule applies for this brow as well. I do not mess around with that line going down to the front of my brows because that can mess you up. Ensure that the line that's going down here is literally straight. I do not use a lot of concealer because I just don't think it's necessary. The more concealer you use, I feel like the more your eyebrows stand out on your face. And that's so 2012. We don't do that anymore. Somebody's going to probably ask me why I didn't conceal the top part of my brows. That's why we focus so much on ensuring that we didn't overline it and do all that stuff, because concealing the top part of your brows, dead. We don't do that stuff anymore. Because of a trick that I learned from Beauty with Taffy, and honestly, it just saved me so much time, because I remember when I used to conceal the top part of my brows, how one brow would look bigger than the other one, and I would struggle so much to get them perfect. And look at both my brows. Besides the difference in product, you can barely see any difference. The next step is to set your brows, and yes, set it with powder, because you've used a wax, you've used a pomade on your face. When you go out and you take a walk outside and your brows start sweating, or your face starts sweating and your brows start to look shinier than the sun, and you're wondering why, it's because you didn't set your eyebrows. You need to set your eyebrows when you're doing your face. Anything that's not a powder, when you put it on your face, you need to set it. I've said that a million times. I use my Marykay loose powder because it's basically my skin tone color. So I suggest you either use a finishing powder, or you can use a setting powder if you want to. It doesn't really matter, because you're going to do your foundation after this. Whatever your preference is, do that. You know, like how when some people do their concealer, you can literally see the line that they did and where exactly they started concealing and where they stopped. No, that's not the case here. You can see it looks natural. The last and final step that I do is very much optional. If your brows are nice and they stay in place, you do not need this. Or if you barely have any eyebrows anyways and you have to be drawing them on, you're pretty much done here. I use the Maybelline Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara. And in other words, a brow gel for my eyebrows, because they just do not behave. The way I brush them at the beginning of this video is not the way that they will stay for the entire day. And I want them to stay however I brush them for the entire day. So I do the same process that I did before. So I ensure that I brush the front part of my brows up, this part to the side, and the end part down. That's it. So guys, I finished filming my Christmas look, which you guys should be seeing very soon also. But check out my eyebrows. Can you guys really tell a difference? I'm gonna zoom in for you guys. But can you really tell a difference between the two? And I use two different types of products. Two different brands. Tell me, guys, if you guys are going to try this method. Tell me also if I missed anything that you thought that you wanted to learn in this video or in this eyebrow tutorial. Let me know down in the comments if there's any other tip that you'd like me to give you to achieve getting your eyebrows like this every day. It's literally going to take you less than 5 minutes. If I'm kind of slow. Not even kind of. I'm slow. So if it takes me less than 5 minutes, it's probably going to take you less than 2 minutes. So guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like this video. Remember to share with your friends. Don't be selfish. Share me with everyone. Tell them to come over to this channel and learn about their makeup. See you guys in the next video.